shining the spotlight on the communities we love. It's time for the KMCH Hometown Tour.
Many small towns across Iowa are known for traveling ball teams or soccer clubs, but Greeley is known for something completely different.
The old farmers wanted something to do during the weekends because everybody around Greeley was a dairy farmer or crop beef. So they all got together and they just decided to grab onto this rope and start rope pulling. And that's what it was called back in the day, was just called rope pulling. So we would go to all the town celebrations. Every town back then had a celebration and every town had a team, and then they would till up a hole and they'd have 2 foot of fresh dirt in there. And then the 8 men, 8 women, and they'd go against everybody and they'd sit in these holes. Years ago, they used to kind of call it pit pulling, to where you couldn't sit, but tell you what, some of the butts got pretty close to the ground. And then, so that's how it started in Greeley. Dundee had a team, Manchester, Earlville, Delhi, everybody down around here, every surrounding, all the way over to Garber and Elkport. Then in 1976, the Irish came over. We invited an Northern Irish team over. And by gosh, they showed us the European way, because tug of war was big over there already. So they taught us how to pull European style, which then led us to going off to Worlds in 1970. I want to say 78 is when we first represented over there for the USA. The team from Greeley represented over in Sweden. My mom and dad were part of that team, and Bob and Mary Lou Brown, Joe and his wife Kensel. I mean, there was a lot. I can't even name them all because, gosh, there was probably 30 of them on that squad. I think they went with a squad of 20.
And this thing, I mean, you guys, you've still got a championship team. You're still in competition. Yes. This is still going very strong.
This is going very strong, and there's nothing to do for high school kids, or even if you don't go to college, or if you do go to college, if you're still a good athlete, you know how hard it is to get a scholarship for sports. So this was a sport that I could bring kids into, and my selling point was to represent the United States of America at a world competition.
Tell me about the team currently as it stands and who you've got kind of pulling together now, as it were.
As we got now, I want to go back to 2018. My boys, that had been working through the under 23, and then they jumped into the men's division in 2018. They worked their butts off for that, and now they have gotten older. And I have a very good, strong women's team now, making its breakthrough. So I have 10 girls on our squad right now with 8 guys. So we have a pretty nice squad right now. So we have a full women's, a full men's, and a co-ed, which would be a mixed 4 girls, 4 guys. So this year, what we're shooting for is we're going to be heading to Belgium in May for a international competition. They invited us to come over and pull in that. And then in September, we are going to be heading back to Surrey, Switzerland to represent the United States in the world competition. Well, there should be 25 different countries there in September. It is a big thing. This sport it's my passion, and I love it because my parents started it with the hometown boys of Greeley and their wives. But there's no funding for this. So this comes all from fundraising and out of our own pockets for travel.
And that's going to lead me to my next question. Where can people go to learn more about it, whether they want to join, whether they want to fund, whether they want to help support?
We have a Powertrain Facebook page, and I think on Snapchat and Instagram. If you go on either the USA Tug of War or Powertrain Tug of War. But like I keep telling my kids or my club, where can you go that you can walk down the street that can say you went to South Africa for 2 weeks to represent the United States of America? That is an honor that no one can ever take away from you, that you got to wear the United States jersey.
A small town with a huge team and worldwide recognition. Along with Dave Cruzy, I'm Justin Roberts with your Hometown Tour on Mix 94.7 KMCH.